Guys, wouldn't your wife or girlfriend love it if you treated her to the very best this Christmas? Now you can, with the world's softest pajamas by Pajamagram. Created by a team of pajama experts, the world's softest PJs are lighter than a cloud, softer than a bunny, like cashmere, only better. She'll love how heavenly they feel. Includes free gift packaging and Christmas delivery is guaranteed. So visit pajamagram.com or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs.
Hey, it's Stugotz. Ryen Russillo had a great interview with our friend Steven Jackson. We love Steven Jackson. And if you love Steven Jackson the way we do, I'm telling you, you're going to love this interview. We think you're going to really, really like it. So check it out. He talks about almost being shot, how he used to party when he played, Snoop Dogg stories, and more. Check it out today. And the reminder to subscribe to the Batard Show and Stugotz and also the Russillo Show podcasts.
Here we go. This is interesting. We're off to a different start, but you'd expect that. The man, Steven Jackson, one of the great storytellers in all of sports media. He's going to be with us here at the Russillo Show for 1 hour. We got you for a segment, and then I went to Cerruti. I go, I know sometimes he's just here. Like, do you want to hang out?
Power.
Perfect. Okay, so we got to get a couple stories for you. For those that want a different perspective on this, he's also got his Instagram story live going right now. That's _Stack5. It's STAK. Yep. Leave out the C. Stack_Stack5_.
There we go.
And he's talking to people right now. Somebody want to know when his... What, they want to retire your Bobcats jersey?
Yeah, they really. A lot of people want the Bobcats to retire my jersey. I have a lot of records there. I gathered the team to the playoffs for the first year.
Was that the 8th seed?
Yep.
Was that with Larry Brown?
Larry Brown.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But it won't happen, guys. Sorry.
Wait a minute. So I think I almost have to start
my jersey was retired in the strip club. Go to Magic City. They know me good. My jersey's in the rafters in there. I promise you.
Speaking of Roll Tide, you were there 2 years, and they want your jersey. That's some serious. You made an impression on those people.
Yeah,
2 years in.
They were terrible when I got there. Got there and they're making the playoffs. My first year there. So I love the fans of Charlotte.
All right. So this is where I want to start. I want to do some story time with you. We have to. We may even take some calls, man. You're just so good at this.
I'm cool with that.
But we'll do it, whatever. Let's have some fun. But I do want to start a little headliney here. Watching last night, close game. Cavs win again at home against Sacramento. And, I don't really get down on good teams playing close games against, but they've won 13 in a row. They're only 3.5 back into the Celtics team. So as you see how Boston and Cleveland are playing out now, I think it's safe to say Boston's been better than we thought. Definitely better defensively.
Definitely better, even with the loss of Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
I never expected this.
It's crazy, but how has your mind, if it's changed at all, changed about who you think is the tops in the East 20 games into this?
Well, I've always thought Cleveland was tops because you have LeBron. You have the best player in the world.
Even when they were, 5-7?
Yeah, because I knew it's a new team. And I said at the beginning of the season they had the best roster from 1 through 15 because they have guys that's experienced and they have all veterans. They don't have any young guys like Boston. A lot of guys on Boston's team never been to the playoffs, especially the key players.
Mm-hmm.
With Cleveland, they have guys like Jeff Green, Crowder, Korver, J.R. Smith, guys that's experienced, that's been around. And their roster is solid. But when you got LeBron, he's going to figure it out, and he leads by example. And once he gets going, the whole team comes on. So I wasn't worried about Cleveland. I was more worried about Boston, especially with the loss of Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, the loss of Gordon Hayward, what I loved about what Boston did is I love that Danny Ainge goes, I know I was the 1 seed, but was I really?
It doesn't matter.
It was a weird 1 seed. He brings back only 4 players from that team. Mm-hmm. It's not like he wanted to move on from Isaiah, but when you can get Kyrie for him, and I never thought.
I would have made that deal.
Yeah. Is Kyrie better now? Is he better now than we thought he'd be away from LeBron as a player?
Yeah, because, in Cleveland, he was a Uzi in Cleveland, but he only had 2 bullets.
And that's not
good. Now he in Boston with the extended clip.
Yeah.
He got the extended clip. You know what I'm saying? The banana clip in Boston. He just shooting everybody down. And that's the player he wants to be. He don't wants to be held back or overshadowed by anybody. He wants to go out there and ball out, and that's what he's doing in Boston.
If I were to defend, not that I have to worry about defending Kyrie anytime soon, I think I would try to block his shot from where I don't think he'd release it at the rim. Because if he shows it to you, that's never where he is the best I've ever seen as a small guy finishing against size. I've said it for a couple years now. But it's like swinging a knuckleball. You might as well just try to block the shot where you don't think he's going to release it from.
Right. And you know who he reminds me of? Rod Strickland. I think Rod Strickland was one of those guys, the point guards that can finish. And I don't know if you can block it because he always puts it where you least expect him to lay it up at. Like I say, he's one of the best finishers, and he can finish with both hands. I think that's what's most deadly about him. You never know what hand he's going to finish with.
Now, handle-wise, he's one. I thought he and Curry were close, and I still think Steph is number 2 in the handle department, but it feels like Kyrie's getting even better. How come there's guys that can go full dribble the whole time, and then there's guys that can't dribble more than twice? How does that happen? Growing up playing the game, where guys like will just stop. Was it because they were always big, younger when they were younger?
I don't know. I think like me, I was bigger than everybody, but I was forced to handle the ball. You know, I was forced to be a point guard. Like I don't know. I think it's just something that you want to do. Guys that's in the NBA that can't dribble, obviously you never cared about dribbling in high school, middle school, growing up. No time. You know what I mean? If you can't dribble
like,
now.
who couldn't dribble? Who was like kind of a scorer, perimeter guy, but you knew, like, man, don't put it on the floor a third time?
Matt Barnes. That's my brother. I love Matt to death. But you know with Matt Barnes, it's 2 dribble, spin move, max. Okay? If
a Matt Barnes will kill you t-shirt, so I love that guy.
That's my guy. That's my brother. You know
who would win in a fight?
With who?
You and Matt Barnes.
We would never fight.
Oh, come on.
We would never fight.
Well, hypothetical. So you had a dream about it.
Yeah, I you know what? I would rather dream about me fighting somebody that I actually hate. Because that fight could actually happen. A fight with me and Matt Barnes will never happen.
Okay, all right. So moving on. Sorry, I didn't. We'll do that one later. I didn't want to derail everything here. All right, so Matt Barnes is a 2-dribble guy. Then you know you got him.
Because he's going to spin. After the second dribble, he's spinning. I guarantee you. We call him the spin cycle. If you look at Matt Barnes, if he takes more than 2 dribbles, that third dribble is going to be a spin move. Guaranteed.
I'm going back to look him up.
Guaranteed.
When he did the thing with Kobe, do you think Kobe gets too much credit for not flinching because he didn't notice? And
he
was
didn't
tired?
get enough credit. like I wish, like when Matt flinched at Kobe, threw the ball, flinched the ball, Kobe, and Kobe didn't flinch. You know those. It's a whole bunch of memes. Like when something happened, everybody like, ooh. I wish everybody could have ran on the court and be like, "God, Kobe, you gangster," because he did not flinch. I don't know nobody that wouldn't have flinched that close to the ball. Kobe's a G.
That's the thing is, he's so locked in that like I'm so skeptical of everything. But you're right. Like if he truly didn't, like he just like I didn't flinch, and that's what the video shows us.
Nobody expected him. I flinched watching it.
It might be my favorite Kobe highlight. That's stupid.
I like how he didn't throw any, but he took 2 punches against Chris Childs. I was proud of Kobe. Like, he ate him. He took him and was ready to go back.
Yeah, Childs did give him a 1-2.
Nice 1-2 piece. He got out of there afterwards, which is smart because he understands the NBA fight. Whoever throws the first 2 win. That's the NBA fight because they breaking it up. Chris Childs, you a smart guy.
What about when Raja clotheslined him?
When Raja clotheslined Kobe?
Yeah, so when you're watching, like you're a good player, but you're not superstar level like Kobe. When you guys are watching that, are you kind of rooting for the Rajas and the Chris Childs types?
No, because I always felt like Raja Bell was dirty. You know what I mean? You don't need to clothesline him. If I was on Kobe's team, I would have went Raja mouth. Bing, bing. Fronts everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It would have happened that fast because that was my role as a teammate. And when you're doing dirty stuff like that, there's no reason to clothesline somebody. You must got something on your mind, so let's let it off.
Okay, that's the start with Steven Jackson. We got 3 or more of those. All right, give me. So when I saw you in the cafeteria, I said I want to do another great story, like you did with the Palace, the Malice at the Palace. What story do you have for us?
Let's see.
We're going to do this next, so I'm going to tease it.
All right,
you're going to tease it, basically.
I got a story about. Did I tell you a story about playing paintball with Tim Duncan?
No.
In preseason, and I almost got kicked off the team.
No, done. All right, there you go. All right, almost got kicked off the Spurs because of paintball and Tim Duncan.
Yes.
Steven Jackson for a full hour right here at Russillo Show. Giving you the straight talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contract. Steven Jackson in studio at ESPN Radio.
Computer, execute 12.4p operation.
Optimizing algorithm. Running encryption packet alpha 990. Oh, I don't feel so good.
What is it, computer?
Is it hot in here? It feels hot in here. I feel a little clammy. I should lie down or something.
A computer with a virus? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
Those oysters Rockefeller were a mistake.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
I'm getting text left and right going, don't go to break. Don't do anything. I could be like, hey, is Andre Drummond turning things around? I don't care, man. I want to do the story that you're doing on your Instagram, talking to people right now. We're going to take some calls. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Steven Jackson for an hour here on the Russillo Show. You can also hit us up on Twitter, 100flowers.com. Twitter feed is at Russillo Show. This holiday season, the best deals or at 1-800-Flowers.com. Right now, when you order the Holiday Light Roses Bouquet, you'll get double the flowers at no extra cost. Go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN. And your Twitter handle is?
The DA Trill Stack 5. The Trill Stack 5.
And then the Instagram story is _ Stack, STAK 5 _.
Yes, sir.
So what happened? You almost got kicked off the Spurs for what? Killing Tim Duncan?
Well, this is what happened. So it's preseason. You know, Tim.
Which year are we?
This is going into the championship year. Going into the
03. 03.
David Robinson's last year. Going into the season.
You're 24.
Yeah. The previous year I was on the injury list, so I didn't play all that year. So I was there all summer. I stayed in San Antonio all summer and stayed and worked out with Tim.
And you like Tim. You and Tim got along.
That's my guy. He
right.
loved, you know what I'm saying? Tim loved me, and the way he embraced me, it felt like I had my big brother again, because I lost my big brother when I was 15, 16. So Tim Duncan filled that role the time I was in San Antonio. I have to give him that. That's why I love him to death. But he used to always take me with him playing paintball. He knew I wasn't scared of nothing. I've been shot at by real bullets. So paintballs, I was not afraid of.
Can we get to that in segment 4?
So I was not worried about paintballs at all. You know what I mean? So I wanted to have a team bonding event before training camp. Pop said, y'all can do anything y'all want, just don't go play paintball. He knew how serious me and Tim took paintball. So, and Tim has the 2025 paintball guns where they shoot 30 paintballs at a time. So he had all the top stuff. So him and his best friend Nico, shout out to Nico, which is now the DA in San Antonio. So we decided to go. I have some friends, Tim have some friends, so we separate the two teams. So I'm always on Tim team. So I didn't know really the paintball talk. So I want you at 10, I want you at 20, and it's different belts. So I know 20's in the middle, 10 is all the way up, 50's back. You know, it's like yards.
Sure.
But it's beams that you hide behind. So normally at the beginning of the game, Tim telling me, Jack, go. That means go as far as I can without getting shot. If I can get close to him, like right on the other side of him, where I can shoot him like this, go, Jack. But he knows I'm not scared to get hit. So I'm like, Tim Duncan telling me to go, Jack, go. So I take off running. We're playing a game called Get the Flag. So, like I said, Tim had all the 2020 things. I had the normal mask that you get from the place when you go there. They give you the stock stuff.
You got Reynolds.
Reynolds, exactly. That's exactly what I had. So I had a Reynolds mask. So I'm not knowing that these masks fog up, right? I'm not knowing that. So I'm running hard. I'm sweating. I'm 007. I'm dodging bullets, sliding. I'm just doing all the stuff that I see on video games. I'm actually doing it in real life. So I get to the stairs to grab the flag, right? So it's the flag is in between some steps, so you can go up without getting hit. But the bullets, not bullets, the paintballs are still coming. So I'm ducking down and I'm reaching up for the flag, and as I reach up for the flag, I breathe and my mask fogs up. So I'm not even thinking that I have to take another step. So I just reach up to grab the flag and I miss the step. As I do that, my mask slides up. I hit the step, mouth first. Boom! Blood just starts shooting everywhere. So nobody knows, because they can't see me, nobody knows that I'm about to bleed out. I'm about to bleed out. It was a self-inflicted wound. I'm about to bleed out. So I'm on the steps trying to feel like all this blood coming from my lip just swelling up at the same time. It's just swelling up. So nobody can hear me or see me. So I put my mask down, and I'm trying to walk off the field to tell them that I didn't
I'm hurt.
I'm hurt. And as I'm walking down, everybody shoots me. So when they shoot me like 10 times in the back. I turn around and they see me, and all they see is blood on my shirt. Everybody start freaking out like, what happened? Was it a real bullet in one of the guns? What happened? Everybody start running over. They see my mouth. Tim's like, how are we going to explain this to Pop? We would go to practice tomorrow, right? So we sit there and try to make up all kind of stuff. I fell somewhere, And once we got to practice, we had a nice story. I don't remember exactly what the story was the next day.
What were some of the lies that you suggested?
That I fell down the steps at home.
Shower,
a
cat.
ball hit me in the mouth.
Yeah,
I was playing. Me and my friend was boxing and stuff like that. So I get to practice, and I see Pop. So his face is like, I don't want to hear it. Don't BS me. Tell me what happened. So as I'm getting ready to tell the story, Malik Rose walks in. I'm glad he did, because he helped us. Pop has the
Shack of the Knack, yeah.
Pop has you jeopardized my best player, Tim Duncan. You was involved. You're hurt. I don't know what,
Yeah, you didn't even play last
hot.
year.
Oh, he's terrible. He's hot. Malik walks in, and as I'm finna explain Pop, Malik walks in and points at my lip. Yo, what is this? And just busts out laughing, right? His reaction made Pop laugh. So that was my time. We went and played paintball, Pop. I can't lie. I fell playing paintball. He's like, didn't I? But I was all right. He seen I was all right.
Yeah.
And Malik kind of broke the ice.
And nothing was wrong with Duncan.
I didn't get suspended. Tim was fine. Tim was laughing. Pop's only reply was, I'm glad it was you and not Tim. I'd rather be you than Tim. Thanks, Pop. Thanks.
That makes sense. Stephen Jackson here on the Russillo Show on ESPN Radio. All right, we'll just take some calls. Ask him whatever. He doesn't have we need him to throw in his earpiece if you can.
All right. Right here.
Throw those in so you can hear the calls here.
We're taking calls. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. All right, we got Chris in Wisconsin. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. How's it going? I'm a big fan of both of you guys. I'm a Milwaukee Bucks fan, so I was just kind of wondering if Steven had any stories from his time there. I know it didn't end on the best terms, but, still a big fan of both of you guys. I'll hang up and listen.
I think the best story that I got about Milwaukee was being able to stay home and get paid and not go to the games. That's the best story. But, I mean, I did not get along with Scott Skiles. I didn't even want to go play for him. I was traded there from Charlotte. I didn't want to leave Charlotte and go to Milwaukee. And I was at the point in my career where I didn't want to be a part of a team that had no motivation to win. Brandon Jennings didn't want to be there. Bogut didn't want to be there. And I was in a situation with a whole bunch of young guys that really didn't know the direction their career was going, with a coach that a lot of guys didn't like because he wasn't the player's coach. The best thing about the organization was John Hammond. He was great, the GM. I love John Hammond. He's a real straight-up guy.
Love John Hammond.
But the best part about that was, besides John Hammond, was I had a nice condo in Milwaukee right on the water. That's the only thing I remember. I don't even remember playing a game there.
Let's go to Hunter in Missouri.
I had a nice pad. I had a sick pad. I'm telling you. I shot a video in it. I got a video of the French Montana beat. You know what I'm saying? That I shot in the condo, and the condo was laid. Man, I'm talking about I had a gate with a key for my closet. Yeah, Milwaukee is a nice place, but the team sucked. Yeah, horrible.
Okay, Hunter in Missouri. I didn't even think that was a great question either.
Hey, hello guys. Big fan, by the way. How you guys doing today?
Good, and you?
How big?
All right, so, very big fan.
Cool.
All right, so my question to Steven is, what are your thoughts on the Cleveland streak coming up now? I'll hang up and listen.
I mean, it's what I expected. I mean, if anybody is surprised by this winning streak, you have been watching basketball for the last 15 years. They have a guy named LeBron James from Akron, Ohio, on their team, about 6'8", 270, has a 40-plus inch vertical, and he's basically getting better with time. And if you don't know this guy, I think you should check him out. I'm sure you might not know him. His name is LeBron James. Check him out. He's really good. Where's number 23? He's just been the best player of the last 15 years, and he's on that team.
See, I think what's happening here is that our man wanted to call and say hi to you, and then he wasn't quite sure what he wanted to ask you, especially after the last condo thing. So can I ask you about the real bullets?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right, because I actually want to hear that story. So dodging real bullets, and then we can sneak in your defensive questions about the Cavs, but I doubt it. Stephen Jackson, the Russillo Show. It's ESPN Radio. Okay, this is awesome. It's a lot of fun. Everyone's texting me from all over the country listening here to the Russillo Show on ESPN Radio saying just keep it going with Stephen Jackson, our man here. We all know him from Hoops. We know him from Countdown, but wait a minute, do you go on Howard Stern?
No.
All right, so I don't understand. I just got a note from somebody saying, I love when he goes on Howard Stern. You should go on Howard Stern.
I would love to go on Howard Stern.
Well, it would be a win for everybody involved. But I was like, I don't think he goes on Howard Stern. Let me selfishly keep him around here for at least a few more minutes. Subscribe right now, 30 for 30 Podcast, the Listen tab of the ESPN app or Apple Podcasts, brought to you by ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Try it for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/30. Subscribe to the Russillo Show podcast as well, and then unsubscribe and then do it again, because that's how all the numbers are kept track of. And it's really stupid, but if you do it and we do it, then everybody thinks we're really good. All right, moving on. Okay, you dropped the paintball, but then you said that's not like dodging real bullets. So tell us the dodging real bullet story.
Happy birthday, Smith Mills, 360, one of my followers. Okay, so I grew up in Port Arthur, Texas. Port Arthur, Texas is an hour from Houston, 45 minutes from Louisiana, so we right on the Gulf.
That's why you sound your accent a little bit is a little bit more Bayou than it is.
It comes out a lot.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
Especially when I'm having fun and I'm not thinking. But I live on the Gulf of Mexico, where the hometown of UGK. You ever heard of a rap group called UGK? Pimp C and Bun B. Rest in peace, Pimp C. Shout out Bun. And that's my hometown, and it's where I grew up. Growing up there, it was 2 high schools, 8 sets of low-income housing, so 8 sets of projects. So it's small, only 70,000 people. So everybody knows everybody.
Port Arthur's 70,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody know everybody. So it was a situation where it's still the east side and the west side in my hometown. I grew up on the west side, but I went to middle school on the east side. So I'm cool, and I play basketball. So you know, if you're an athlete, you get along with everybody. Gangbangers, pimps, everybody get along with you because you're the athlete. And I was the only athlete that had promised to make it coming out of my hometown at the time. So everybody knew me. Even though I stayed in trouble, they all protected me. You know, when things.
Did you get in a lot of trouble?
I could have, but they protected me. Like when times when I wanted to sell drugs and I really didn't know what I was doing, my friends would take it out of my pocket and sell it for me. Or times where I wanted to pull out a gun and shoot somebody, get in a fight, they would stop me. You know, my city protected me, and that's why I'm a big reason why I'm successful. But back to the story, I grew up on the west side, and my friends from the west side didn't get along with the guys on the east side. But like I said, I hung out with everybody. It's like 2, 3 in the morning, and one of my friends from the east side was having a dice game outside his house. And the guy I was with, he loved gambling.
How old are you now at this point?
15, 16, around that time. Well, probably younger than, probably 14, 15. And I'm riding with him all night, you know, smoking, doing the things we do, hanging out. And he stops by this guy's house where they were shooting dice, like 10, 15 guys out there. Me personally, I wouldn't go there without him. I know that my friends and these guys don't get along, but I get along with everybody. But I know they've been shooting at each other the last 3-4 weeks, consistent, every weekend, at every club. So we're shooting dice. Well, they're shooting dice, and I'm just standing there, you know, probably smoking or something like that. And all you hear is for about a good 2-3 minutes coming from an alley. I'm ducking. I get in the house. We all running, pushing each other down, trying to get in the house. You know, shot stop. 2 guys get hit. A guy. I'm looking at my friend Keedy. He got a bullet stuck in his arm, just stuck there. Another guy shot. And I go outside. It's almost 65 holes in the house. I didn't get hit one time. So this is the funny part about the story.
That's some kind of party.
Oh, this is the funny part about the story, though. About 4 days later, well, not 4 days later, I say about a year later, I'm on the west side with my friends playing basketball, just chopping up top, shooting the breeze. And I hear one of my friends say something about that night. And I turn around and look at him. I say, fool, you know I was out there that night?
So your friend's saying he's the one that...
My friends that did it?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with them. And they're talking about it. And I turn around and look at him like, fool, you know I was out there that night? And the crazy part, they laughing. Man, I apologize, dude. It was funny to them. I'm like,
I apologize.
I'm talking about that close. It was that close. And that's just one of many times.
Now, did you say to them, hey, okay, yeah, I'm there, so I'm upset. But just the comfort level of, if we take a couple guys out, we take a couple guys out. But, like, did we get any? Like, that's, I think, for someone that doesn't understand what it's like to grow up like that, the acceptance, just the casualness of, like, yeah, we just sprayed a bunch of bullets at that house. If we get somebody, we get somebody.
This is their lifestyle. This is how they live. You know, this is how they grew up. They grew up in there. So this was nothing new to them. This is what they do when they disagree with people. You know, and I know.
How mad were you? So, like, were you?
I wasn't mad. I couldn't have been mad because I shouldn't have been there.
So you weren't mad at them because they were your friends, or because you shouldn't have been there?
I shouldn't have been there. Like I wasn't mad at I knew the beef. I knew I knew the area I was going into. At 3:00 in the morning, what happens around that time when you had a dice game? Things like that happen. So I knew where I was. I just didn't expect it to happen that night. I couldn't be mad at them.
Did anybody go back at them then? If everybody in the small town,
it went on. It went on for years. It probably just stopped probably like 5-6 years ago. It's been going on for years.
So when you go back and you try to talk to, like, how often do you go back there where you go, like, look?
I was just home for the hurricane. You know, I went home and did a lot of stuff. I have a gym down there, so I made the gym a warehouse for people to send stuff for people in the city to come get, you know, diapers, clothes, all kind of stuff. Me and my family did that for my family actually just stopped last week since the hurricane hit. But
I mean, does anybody listen to you? Because you're you're a sign of success, and you're somebody that's from there, and they should be able to say, man, but not everybody's 6'7" with a handle and can shoot either. So, what I'm saying is, how hard is it for even you with your profile and being from there to get through to guys that you're like, look, this is not, you're going to look back on this if you make it through it going, what an incredible waste of time.
Well, the fact that I'm successful now, and where I come from, my pedigree, my brother that got killed, he was a real gangster. My brother got bought like he was a real gangster. I can talk
about. Did you
look
up to him?
Yeah.
Because it was cool?
The first guy that rolled me a blunt, the first guy that taught me how to talk to a girl. I used to sneak bottles of Thunderbird and Boone's Farm into the movies. I remember that when the first time when Menace to Society came out. I wasn't old enough to go. My brother, a guy named DC and John Johnson, snuck me in the movies. I had a Raider starter jacket at the time. I remember the Raider starter jacket. I think everybody had one, and I had 3 bottles on each side in my sleeves. That's the only way I could go in. That's the only way they would sneak me in. But my brother was a real gangster. My brother was so gangster he tried to rob my best friend when he wasn't around me. So people know that my pedigree and I've been around this my whole life. So the fact that I escaped it and didn't get caught up in it, I think everybody loves the fact that they had a hand in it, especially in my city.
Okay, we do have a bunch of calls, and they're more specific questions this time because we weren't going to do, hey, give me your all-star sleepers, all right? If we got Steven Jackson for an hour, we have to make the most of it. So I want to ask you a little bit about the guys you didn't like playing against and all the different reasons, and we do have some good questions that we've screened here. And thanks for opening up about that one, too, because this is always good stuff. Steven Jackson for another segment right here, Russillo Show, ESPN Radio. All right, Steven Jackson, Russillo Show. It's ESPN Radio, the ESPN app. We got another segment with him. We're going to do calls here. We've screened the questions a little bit more here, so let's go to Jason in L.A. What's
guys.
Up?
What's up, Jay?
Hey, Steven. Hey, I just wanted to ask you, which celebrity attended a game that you played in that made you feel like you had to really elevate your game, or one that really made you really mad?
Celebrity that showed up that either made me elevate my game or made me mad. I know I was happy to see Snoop Dogg at our game, and when I was in Golden State, the Lakers wasn't that good, and we really were the best team in Cali at that time. And when we played Dallas in the first round, and we had Snoop coming to our games, I was excited to see Snoop at our games because he was a big time basketball Laker fan. And to see him at our games with Golden State jerseys on, one, I was happy to see him there supporting us, the rapper I looked up to. And then second, I knew what I was going to do after the game. I knew who I was hanging with, so it worked out.
You still keep in touch with Snoop?
Yeah, actually, he came to the Big Three game, and we got a chance to hang out. And he's also involved in the Champions League that I'm a vice president of.
Timeout. You won the scoring title in the Big Three?
Yeah.
So were you doing you were dropping 30 in the Big Three and then doing a hit on the jump?
Yeah, well, yeah, and
pretty much.
Yeah, and actually, right after my game at the Big Three, we played at Staples. We smoked out Staples Center in the back locker room. I think it's never been done before.
So, just so I get this straight here,
me and Snoop and some other guys. I'm gonna say myself. I'm not gonna say everybody that was there, but me and Snoop was definitely there.
All right, so you and Snoop got high before the Big Three final?
After.
It
wasn't the final. We didn't make it into the final.
Because you would never smoke before a game, right?
Never. Only at the end of the season when I know I'm not playing. I've done that.
All right, so you got high with Snoop after you won the Big Three deal.
Yes. Yeah. No. It was after a game.
Just a game.
We didn't win it. We didn't win it.
Yeah,
we didn't win. We was in last place actually.
I wonder why.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups. Thank you, Chauncey. He didn't show up half the games, but I understood. He had bigger fish to fry at the time.
Yeah, we thought he was going to be the Cavs GM, not your point guard.
Right, exactly.
Okay, Cody in Virginia has a nightlife question. What's up, Cody?
Turn up.
Hey, Steven, I just have a couple questions for you. How nightlife compared from when you were first entering the league and how it was later on in the years? If you could drop a couple stories on us, and also how it felt to run up into them stands.
Well, first, nightlife has changed. I couldn't do the things today that I was doing that we were doing. We were going on teams I was on. We were going 12 deep to the clubs, spending $10,000-$15,000 every night, just having a blast. Basically a bachelor party every night. In every club, every city we went to, we just had a good time. And we took care of each other. And you can't do that now because it's too much social media. The way we partied, the way we had a good time, we were able to do that because it wasn't cameras in our face. It wasn't everybody trying to film what you're doing. So today I couldn't hang out like I did today. It's totally different now because it's too much social media going on.
I'm not trying to get in your business or anyone else's business in here, but like whenever I look at the Jeter profile, I go, all right, well, Jeter just sort of knew, look, I'm going to do well here. I'm in New York City. I'm the man. Hey, why do you guys get girlfriends? Why do you get married?
You know, that's true. I mean, I shouldn't have been married. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have been married, but.
Is there an understanding with some wives on the deal where you just go?
No.
I always am fascinated by that.
That's overrated. It ain't no understanding.
There's no, hey, I understand, like, as long as it's on the road.
It don't work like that. Nah, that's not real. I've never had a girl tell me, like, as long as I don't find out, it's cool. Nah,
how much of a hassle is that stuff?
It's a hassle.
Because you guys can't help. Like,
but it's self-inflicted wounds. You're doing it to yourself. I mean, me personally, I didn't get caught like other guys, you know what I mean? I was real good with mine. You know, when I got divorced, it was just a divorce. It wasn't no infidelity in that gun. So, but I love women. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not the guy I was when I was playing. You know, I was wild in. I wanted every woman around and wasn't accepting no. You know what I mean? If I had to buy it, had to pay for it, I would. I mean, that's what it was. We didn't accept no. It was no. You know, we didn't hear it, but. We did a lot. You
mean just so in today's climate, when you mean no, just
we wasn't taking it.
Right,
you know,
right.
It was under their will, but we was just being real persistent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Any whatever I need to do to make you happy, for you to come hang out with me, babe, I'm willing to do it. Point blank.
How much money, what's the most you ever spent on a girl?
Oh, it's hard to say because, you know, for guys to say they don't spend money on women, they don't have any women. You're going to spend something. On dinner, drinks, or something. You're going to spend it on something. So, you know, you might as well make it worth it. I think the most I actually gave a chick to hang out with me, $500.
Just cash, hang out with me tonight?
Just, yeah. I wanted to, because, you know, strippers have to work till like 3, 4 in the morning. I'm not staying there all night. Look, baby, go pay your tip out. They have to pay tip out. See, I know so much about it. They got to pay the tip out before they can leave, so.
And those are all 1099s anyways. So,
right. But it's different than Atlanta. They got 401k plans and all that. And then 401k in Atlanta, they got all kind of stuff. They got pensions, retirement, all kind of stuff in Atlanta for strippers. But you know, give her $500, say, baby, go tip him and let's go. And we used to do that with like 10, 15 girls.
I wish we had more time.
We had fun. We had fun, man. We had fun.
All right. That is my man, Steven Jackson, here on the Russillo Show. It's ESPN Radio. Again, his Instagram stories live throughout the day, _stack, STAK5_ again. And can we do this again?
Anytime.
All right. Sounds good. That's perfect. We had a guy calling in for coaching advice. I just don't know how I could segue.
Where is he? Let me hear it.
No, he's gone. It's already gone. You'll have to hit him up. He'll do the IG story live and get you some advice on how to teach his own to high school kids.
Nice.
All right, coming up, more on Mike Mitchell's outburst and why he's kind of right, but I'm not sure if I'm all in. That's next on ESPN Radio.